Hello, this is Andy for Campervan Tango, and this is part 3 of our self-build motorhome step-by-step guide. In this guide we'll be covering ply lining of the walls, lining the walls with carpet, and the bed construction. Hope you like it. For the bed reveals I used 6mm ply, and this was again stuck on with stick sole using the method as explained before in my other video, using the 2mm tile spacer so you keep the thickness of the stick sole. For the main walls I used 9mm ply, and again this was stuck on with stick sole and maybe a couple of screws to just try and pull it in to keep the curvature. There is a couple of little places on the wall where the ply doesn't actually cover the metal, but this was covered up with carpet and will be hidden behind the furniture. As you can see on the walls, I put the bottom piece on first, then the top piece, and the two side bits were the ones that needed the extra forcing in, so more screws and really propping it up with a off-cut piece of batten to really bend the ply into position and just leave it to go off overnight. So when I was trying to finish the walls between the ceiling and the walls, this was just 4mm ply, which was put on the angle and then just stick soled into place and then finished off around the edges to make a bit of a smooth finish. The hardest bit trying to sort out the sliding door area was just trying to make it blend in and look neat. I decided to do this just by sort of playing it by ear, putting bits in and seeing how it would look. Again, this was mostly just all sticks oiled on into place and then foamed up on the corner to try and get it around the side loading door rail. Just underneath where I'd boxed it in, I had to use the PE foam and sometimes layer it just to try and make a nice neat finish, because obviously when you carpet it, it all blends in anyway, and it turned out pretty neat in the end. When making the window reveals, these again were made out of 9mm ply and packed out from the metal window reveal to make them square with the ply on the walls. And these were again stick soled in place or maybe a little bit of expanding foam as well, and they was just buttered up to the glass of the window and not sealed to the window. When it came to making the bed construction, we wanted to make it so the beds could actually be removed, so we decided to make them in two sections. These were basically made out of 3x1 planed timber with a 2x1 batten screwed and stuck on the inside, which would support the bed slats onto the top, and then these would just sit with the metal brackets onto the reveals that I built into the walls of the van on the ply. And it's also supported with my wheel arch boxes were made so the beds would actually rest on those, because I didn't want to make the beds out of thick wood for the strength, because I wanted to make it easy for them to be removed. And this was basically if we needed to carry anything large in the van. We decided to make a 100mm cutout on the nearest bed, so this would push the toilet cubicle further away from the window in the front, as this was the area where we was going to be having his feet anyway, so we wanted the compromise with a narrower bed in the feet area to push the toilet back so it would give us more space on the seating with the window up the front. When I made the door cards for the van, these were quite easy to make. There was just 4mm ply and basically cut as neat as you can for the shape what you want in them to be, and then literally just carpeted in the same sort of way as you did on the walls. Is use the high temperature contact adhesive sprayed onto both surfaces, pressed together, and spray contact adhesive on the other side around the edge and fold the carpet tightly across, and taking little nicks out on the corners so you don't get too much overlapping with the carpet, as this will hold it off the door too much. And then basically these are screwed in using, I think it was 19mm black self-tapping screws. and pre-drilled with a small pilot hole drill first. The panels for the side opening door was made exactly the same as the rear ones by making the panels first, but on the top piece I wanted to use the metal reveal of the actual window of the door, so the material was left loose on this inner edge, and then once the panel was actually screwed in place, then this material was then stuck to the metal reveal of the door and trimmed back to make a nice neat finish for the reveal. It works really well. The carpet that I bought for the van was a 4-way stretch proper van lining carpet. I bought 10 meters and it's 2 meters wide. When fitting to the sides of the van, I pre-cut a piece to fit that area and then started off at the top with a little overhang and sprayed the adhesive at the top in about a 2-foot section all the way across the top and applied it to make sure you're getting it straight. I fixed that and then lift the carpet up and spray more adhesive onto the carpet and onto the ply, and then gradually work your way down, and then once it's all stuck in place, then start trimming off on your edges to make nice neat finishes. Finishing up on the carpet against the ceiling, I used a straight edge and then run the Stanley knife blade, craft knife, across the top to cut it to try and keep the carpet, because it's really hard to cut and it'll pull and snag, and that's the best way I found to cut the carpet. I made a panel to go above the back doors. Again, this was made out of 4mm ply with carpet stuck to it and screwed into place the same. The underneath was directly carpeted to the van, and the sides where the access to the rear lights was insulated and just carpeted straight over the metal to make a nice neat finished job. Thanks for watching, and look out for part 4 of our build guide series, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.